Hey everybody, welcome back to Outdoors with Casey. Today we're going to talk about wintertime hog trapping and the bait that I use for that. But before we get to that, I want to let y'all know that this video is sponsored by Petal Outdoors out of Petal, Mississippi. Go by and see Jeff and Zach for all your hunting and fishing needs. They have a complete line, and we're talking about hog trapping, so you wonder what the world does this have to do with it. Well, they also sell corn, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. But those guys will hook you up with anything that you need. Look them up on Facebook, Petal Outdoors, and I'm not sure, but I think they may have a website as well. They on their Facebook page, they post all their deals throughout the week, what's on sale, what they got in, so go by there and check those out. Today, we're going to be talking about some tips and tricks that I may can help y'all through the winter time. Some of this is going to be for beginners who's just now getting into hog trapping, but it may be a tip that you don't know about if you just have your own land and want to trap some hogs. Y'all see, I put out a ton of hog trapping videos, and most of the time I use just straight corn right out of a sack, nothing else. But most of the time that I'm doing that, that's in the summertime. And what happens is we have a low-lying area with a lot of old dead lakes, a lot of sloughs, creeks, rivers. There's a lot of water and a lot of shade in there. So they come in there and they congregate. There's no acreage on the ground, there's no deer feeders going, so it's pretty easy to get hogs consolidated to one spot. In the wintertime, not the case. Everybody's deer feeders are going. There's a ton of acreage on the ground right now, so you have to either pick your trap up and move it to where you see the most hog sign, or try to get the hogs come into you, and that's what I'm doing now. So what I do is just an age-old nothing but straight corn, and I took one sack of corn and split it between two buckets, and you can see we're about 3/4 full in each bucket. Now y'all can see I'm in shorts. It's November the 19th. Corn is sour within 5 to 6 days and start smelling pretty right, but there's a few things that you can do, like if you come in from work and you're like, oh man, I want to try to trap some hogs. I got some hogs on my camera, I want to try to trap them this weekend. It's Wednesday. You only got 3 days to do it. Well, there's a couple things you can do. What I'm going to be doing is, all I'm going to do is add a pack of yeast to each one of these buckets and fill it up with water. And that yeast will activate and it'll sour a lot quicker. So where it's 5 to 6 to 7 days in the summertime, just out in the heat, this corn can be right and soured in 3 days. Another thing you can do, if you don't have yeast, sometimes yeast is hard to find. You can pour a couple cans of old beer in there. Beer has yeast in it, so that will get, I'll pour about 2 cans in each bucket, and that'll usually get it fermenting. So I'm just gonna show y'all how I do it real quick. How would you say that? Fleischmann's?
Yeah, I guess.
Active dry yeast. It's just a little packet. How much are these little packets, baby? Stephanie went and picked it up for me.
The pack of 3 was almost $2.
$2 for 3 packets. It doesn't have to be any particular kind of yeast. And y'all can see that's not much. That's just a little bitty old pack. Yeah, my dogs love corn too, for some reason. And I'm just gonna take the water hose. You'll see it in a minute, it starts floating. And I'm going to put about an inch over the top, inch of water over the top of that corn. And I'll tell you why in just a second. So what's going to happen overnight is that corn is going to absorb that water, and the corn is going to swell. So I can come back here tomorrow after work and I'm not going to be able to see any water. What I'll do, but after it swells the first initial time, you're good to go. All you got to do is cover it, put a little bit more water, cover it to the top, and just let it sit for another day or two. And it'll be smelling pretty right. And hogs can smell for a long way. It brings them in. This is the cheapest method I have found. I have read, and I know a lot of people that make a concoction out of their corn. They'll put strawberry Kool-Aid, strawberry soda, strawberry jam, and mix all that stuff in. It has worked well for me over the years, and what I'll do is I'll go in there and I'll pour these 2 buckets of corn. I'll pour one on the outside and throw one on the inside. And I'll set my camera up, my hog trap. When I start getting pictures of it, I won't use this anymore because they have found it. That has done their job. They've smelled it. They've come in. Then I can go back to using straight corn again. So that's just the tip I use in the wintertime to get them to come in. We have mixed up a bunch of this. It's like we had a permanent trap one time that we couldn't move around. Hogs were on the other end of our property. We have mixed up like multiple 5-gallon buckets of this stuff before. Let it sour and just get in the back of the truck, drop the tailgate, and just throw a little spoonful out every now and again. And you can lead them in there just like cattle. So it has worked well with us over the years. I hope if you're a beginner that helps you. If you're somebody that traps a lot and you may not know this trick, it may help you. If not, that's just the way I do it, guys. Thank y'all for watching. If you like the video, please like and subscribe.